Welcome, everyone, to Wolf 359 in STO. I'm your host, the Housecoat Gamer, and we're going to be taking a look at the starships of Wolf 359, and, in potentia, what may be coming in the next bundle. Now, I do want to make this clear. I have all of this information may become incredibly out of date in the days or weeks to come. However, we must keep this in mind. You do not make the models without putting in the ships. You don't spend that much time, energy, and resources on making high-detail models and not have them available for the players to use. Rather appropriately, I am using a starship that is already here. Alright, let's take a look at the boats. USS Endurance. Narendra class. The original USS Melbourne. Why is her saucer still intact? Shouldn't that thing be, long since vaporized? A Centaur-class vessel. The Tolstoy? I guess that puts paid to everyone's thoughts of this ship being pre-Dominion War, doesn't it? USS Liberator, another Centaur. Makes sense. Yeesh, the Yamaguchi. She looks like hell. But that's not the ship I'm interested in. That is not the ship I am remotely interested in. It is this. I want you to take a good look at this. This is a Niagara-class starship. I probably will not be making a bit of a lore exposition on this until this ship actually comes out of the game. However, while it is a kit bash, a great amount of time and effort and everything had to go into making this ship a thing. So, why would you make the model, then beat the crap out of it, only to make it not playable? It makes no sense. And of course, the overrated ship, the Saratoga. The Garrett, a Giorgio class. Latitude 34. USS Republic, Constitution class. Sorry, what's NAR? A reserve ship. Oh, and here's another one. The Springfield class USS Anderson. This is another kit bash boat. However, I'm just gonna be blunt here. You don't make the models if they're not gonna be usable. And here's another Springfield, the USS Chekhov. Are you seeing the picture here? All of these models are 100% intact and usable. They're in-game, so they've been scuffed up a little bit. Does that matter? And then there's the really important one, the Proto-Nebula. PCU, Melbourne? Hmm. 78258. Anyway, this one's really important because it's the last nebula that isn't in game. This is the last nebula. And then, of course, there's the next ship on the list. The Buran, a Challenger-class starship, another kit bash. But it's a logical one. After all, starships like these were part of the same development program as the Galaxy and were probably used to develop the Galaxy. So, makes sense that their registry codes are lower. Also, again, kit bash or no kit bash, this had to take a lot of time, a lot of effort, just to get it in-game. Now that nebula was easy. The Buran, a lot more difficult. A Parliament-class ship, the Ibn Sina. Okay, strange. And an Akira-class ship. Kind of put and paid to the whole, this ship was developed after Wolf 359. Nice to know STO is actually using some logic here, because every registry code of the Akira class predates the USS Galaxy. Say it with me, people. USS Galaxy was 70637. What is the registry code of the USS Akira? USS Akira, 72497. A lot lower than the Galaxy. Another Ambassador class. The USS Kyushu, but that's not the one I'm more interested in. It is this. The Freedom class USS Firebrand. Did they include the sensor? They did. Now, the Freedom is very much in the same vein as the Saladin class. And everyone seems to think that little that little thing jutting out is a phaser turret. I'm actually hoping it is. And I'm hoping it's an escort when it becomes playable because, again, you don't make ships like these, you don't make the models, if the ships aren't going to be available to play with. Doesn't make any sense. USS Hawaii. That ship's available, but hopefully it gets T6'd. Another Centaur. A Shakir class named after T'Pau. The USS Constance, the same ship used by, crewed by poor old Captain Shaw, poor guy. Really? Okay, I know movie 5 happened, but still. Shakari, really? Dunkirk, Gage. Oh, I think the ship was supposed to be another Miranda. Another Yamaguchi-style ambassador. And another Miranda. Now, what is the last ship here? The USS Hood. The Hood wasn't at Wolf 359. In any media I've seen. In fact, the only ship I've ever seen outright described at Wolf 359 was the Endeavor, Amazon's ship, which was a Nebula class as seen in Star Trek First Contact. Still, this gets me excited. Do you know why this gets me excited? Because, as stated before, most of these ships are kit bashes. The Princeton, she's a kit bash. And none of these ships, the Niagara, the Springfield, the Freedom, and certainly not the Melbourne, the Proto-Nebula. The Challenger. I forgot about the Challenger. Springfield, Niagara, Proto-Nebula, Challenger, and the Freedom class. None of these have ever been playable in any Star Trek media. Of course, some of you are probably going to be going, what about mods? Nothing licensed, nothing official. Hopefully, these become available soon. Hopefully they become in the 14th anniversary bundle, but I would not recommend quoting me on that. Because, well, this information is subject to change. Hopefully we'll find out soon, and hopefully I am proven right, and we get to play with ships like the Firebrand, or the Princeton, or any of the ships you see here. Because I would like to play with the Princeton. I'd like to know what its stats would be. I would also like to know what the stats for the Springfield and everything else would be. Sometime soon. Cryptic, tell us what's going to happen. Please. The sooner we know, the sooner we're happy. Housecoat Gaming, signing off.